Hey everybody, this is Daniel again. As you can see, I have a new guitar. Kind of want to do a little review. So I'm sure you know just by looking at this. This is the PRS Silver Sky SE. So this is the import-export model, the one they make in Indonesia. As you can see, I got it in Dragonfruit. So, my usual spiel. Every guitar I own, I either buy or trade for. So this guitar, I actually bought it, or I pre-ordered it through my my local store, Eldorado Hills Music. Got it about 2-3 weeks ago, and I've been playing it for the past 2 weeks. I've had it, so just give you really try as quickly as possible. Give you the story. So when they formally announced the SE Silver Sky on social media, I went to my local store, Eldorado Hills Music, and I asked them, hey, are you expecting to get these guitars? Are you gonna order them? He had the owner, Cameron, had let me know that he had ordered 2 of each one, and even then, at that time, his sales rep from PRS told him, kind of asked him, "Are you sure you only want 2?" He has since ordered several more of each color. So they come in four colors: Moon White, Stone Blue, Evergreen, and then Dragonfruit. I was gonna hold out for the Dragonfruit. I wasn't gonna settle for any other color. So I told him, when you get your first Dragonfruit, let me know. I'll come in, I'll test it, and if I like it, I'll buy it. Weeks went by. Finally, he had one, or he told me he was expecting to get one soon. And so he told me what day it would come. I was planning to go in, and I went in on the day that he told me it would come, which I think was a Thursday. Unfortunately, it had come early on Wednesday evening, and he put it on his Reverb store, and it sold immediately. That was a little depressing, a little sad. So I went ahead and bought. I went in. I tested out the Evergreen one, but then I went up and after feeling the neck, after hearing the pickups, after hearing everything, I told him, I'm going to pre-order the Dragonfruit. I'm like, can I just pre-order or reserve the next one you got coming in? So he did that. Put a little money down, and then fast forward to about 2 weeks ago, just went in, paid off the balance, whatever was left. I got a little bit of a discount because I'm a student. I take lessons at Eldorado Hills Music, so you get a little discount. So I got this for a little less than list price, which at the time right now, this is the 17th of May. Prices are going to go up. I'm hearing they are going to go up soon. So just across the board, but especially for PRS. So at the time, as of May 17th, 2022. The price was $849, so about $850. Probably by the time you see this, it might have gone up. If not, if it's still $850 and you're seeing it on Sweetwater Guitar Center or wherever your local store, go get one. So anyway, let me go ahead and kind of explain a few things. First, I'm gonna point out the obvious. The only things that I've done to the guitar since I've had it is I put these little knobs on. I bought these and some other colored ones. These are just Strat knobs, just colored Strat knobs. These ones are red. I bought them and some orange ones, a couple different ones for some Strat projects I had. Didn't use them, so I just put them on this to kind of make everything pop a little bit more. And then the only other thing I did was I put on my I voted sticker here. So it's just something I tend to do, but that's the only change I've had to do. So, I'm going to say, just spoiler, I love this guitar. Now, I don't mean to be a PRS fanboy, but if you've been watching my videos, I've been very impressed with their SE line, but I've been also impressed with the S2 and higher line. I've played the American Silver Sky. They have one at my store. At the El Dorado Hills Music, they have one, I think it's in polar blue with the maple fretboard. And I really love it. I think it's, as someone who was one of the people that was like, kind of rolling their eyes going, oh great, PRS did a Strat, whoop-de-doo. I have to say, I wish they had these Silver Skies when I was coming up, because I would have just bought Silver Skies. I would have bought one of these, and I probably would have bought one of the American ones, rather than investing as much time, money, and effort to buy Strats and then having to modify them, which is what I've done with all of mine. Almost all of mine. You know, all of my Strats. I've had to modify them in some way. So I'll kind of go in with that. My problem, I love Strats as a Clapton fan, as a Clapton guitar player, someone who copies Eric Clapton, has a bunch of DVDs, tries to learn from him. Obviously, a Strat is something that's I have to play. It's something I have to get. It has to be in my arsenal. I've had 4 Strats. I just recently traded one off, but including the Eric Clapton Strat. Every single one of them I've had to modify. 2 of them or a couple of them I've modified by putting the Eric Clapton mid-boost kit, which is just a 25 decibel mid-boost, and adds a little, this knob becomes a gain knob. And I love it. It makes my Strat sound like Les Pauls. But I do it because I don't like passive Strats. They sound too crystalline, so sometimes they can sound either too flat, which is often the problem with the Squires. Even the nicer Squires tend to sound very flat to me, or they can sound very ice-picky, or they can sound too bass-heavy, or they just, again, they're too crystalline, they're too clear. So if one of your strings is off, even by a microtone, a semitone, you're going to hear it. Like, you have to literally have it tuned, at least to my ears, tuned exactly, or else it just sounds wrong. Made in Mexico Strats I've always looked at, even Squires I've looked at as modding platforms. Literally, even some higher end Strats, Fender Strats, I'll look at them and go, great, that's a modding platform, but I don't know if I want to pay $1,900 or $2,000 to put in another $500-$600 in pickups, electronics, whatever. So, which is why I was very impressed with this guitar. So, the converse of this is, and I'll show you and I'll play you the demos, both clean and distorted. I like these pickups. Let's just say this is probably about the equivalent of either a really high-end Squire or probably more like a made in Mexico Strat. It's probably the best parallel to it. But I actually don't feel like I need to switch anything over. I especially like the neck pickup, and I love the 4 and the 2 positions. So the neck and middle, and the middle and bridge positions. I like those tones. They sound very. All 5 tones are very usable. One of the controversies behind this guitar was the 8.5-inch radius. Strat style guitars, S style guitars tend to have 7.25-inch radius. John Mayer's American Silver Sky has 7.25-inch radius. But these, they went with 8.5, and I really actually like it. Like a lot of the other reviewers, I was initially going to be very skeptical. But it's actually very comfortable. It feels just like a regular PRS. It feels like my CE, the radius of my CE. It feels like the radius on my SEs, on my other PRS SEs. It's just, this is a neck that's typical of a double humbucker guitar. But what will throw you off for a little while as your learning curve is it's this kind of neck on a Strat body. But it's very easy to play. It's easy to chord. It's just very comfortable, easy to play. One other thing I should mention is that I typically like my Strat style guitars with maple fretboards and a maple neck. I'm not usually big on darker board Strats or Tellys. This guitar, because as of today, again, May 17th, 2022, they haven't released one of these with a maple neck. Maybe if they do that in the future, I might like sell this one and go to and depending on the color options, I might go to just a maple board one. But for now, the only ones they've got are the Rosewoods. So, but the Rosewood, it feels very smooth. Like sometimes Rosewood board guitars can get a little dry. They can feel a little scratchy. Like you can hear the scratchiness on against the strings when you're vibratoing, and you don't hear anything. Like you hear usually the not on this. So I like that. Kudos to PRS for probably preconditioning, taking care of the Rosewood on their boards. So I'm gonna just go ahead and play some of the tones. So neck pickup. Neck and middle. Middle. Middle and bridge. Bridge. So, and just a reminder, the clean amp that you just heard that run through was a little Vox AC4 TV Mini, long discontinued. Just a nice little lunch pail size tube amp. Now we'll go ahead and switch into my distorted amp. That's going to be the orange Micro Terror with a little mini micro orange, little orange speaker. Let's do it again. Neck. Neck and middle. Middle. Middle and bridge. Bridge. Very likable sounds, at least to my ears. I hope it translates well through the cell phone. Switch back to the clean amp. So these are the 635JM S pickups. So they're not the American pickups. They are, I think these are probably wound or, made to spec in either in Indonesia or Asia. Like there's kind of conflicting tales based on who you talk to of where the electronics are made. It's got a 2-point tremolo bridge. So again, it's not the fancy one that you're gonna get on the John Mayer, the American one. It's got the same kind of jack, almost like the reverse Stratocaster jack. It comes the knobs that come on it, the white plastic knobs. They're usable. I had no problems with them. I just felt like I wanted these on here to kind of put a little contrast, match these as much as possible to the body, add a little more contrast on the board with white pickup covers, white pick guard, white plastic on this, and then white knobs. Too much white. I wanted some color. These are the tuners. So I think the American Silver Sky has locking tuners. These are just standard tuners, little plastic silver gray buttons. This is kind of like a fatter, bigger truss rod cover. To me, I like this because, the name Silver Sky, having two silver or gray things here. I think it would be a nice touch to have like the pickups and the plastic here and the plastic knobs maybe being silverish, grayish. Kind of lend more to the name. On the back, oops, let's do this right here. I know it's kind of reversed, but it says SE Silver Sky, John Mayer model, and it has John Mayer's printed, a little etched signature down there. Again, like most of the reviews I've seen have been positive reviews for this guitar. The only thing is, like, maybe they complain about the plastics. Well, you know, you're getting a guitar that's about literally 1/3 the price of the American one. So there's got to be some sacrifices. The sacrifices being that maybe the plastic knobs and the plastic buttons on the tuners are cheaper. Some people have already suggested that they're going on Amazon looking for either the SE drop-in or the American Silver Sky tuners. You'd have to look up which ones work well for this guitar. But again, to me, like, these are just, you know, for $850, this is a lot of guitar. $850, it's a really good one. With the price of guitars going up, even entry-level guitars are now, like, you're going to have to spend $500-600 for entry-level just because of supply chain demands and stuff like that. It's getting harder to, like, when I started, like, you could, like, the entry levels were like $100, $200. Now your entry levels are about $400, $500, $600. And that might be for a Squire. Maybe that $100 Squire is now $200. But for I'd say, you could say either entry level or intermediate level guitar, $850, 1/3 the price of the American one. If you don't want to go with all the, you know, maybe the more diverse colors or whatever, this is a fantastic guitar. I've been playing it for the last 2 weeks, and I love it. It's giving me that Robert Cray sound. It also gives me that Eric Clapton sound. So, you know, obviously it's going to give you that John Mayer sound. I'm a John Mayer fan. Unfortunately, I don't know any of his songs, or else I'd play you a little lick. Unfortunately, I can't play like him, and I don't know his songs. I don't know how to play his song. So what I will say is this. If you have the $2,500, $2,600 that the American Silver Sky is worth, have at it. Go for it. Trust me, if I really had a choice between this one and the $2,600 one, and I had the cash, I would go for the $2,600 American one. But I don't. You know, to get this, I had to sell, so I had to trade off that Santana SE, the double cutaway, that Santana yellow one that my review video is still on there, on here. That guitar, I sold it. I mean, I reverted it back to stock, so I still have the core McCarty PRS pickups. I took those out and put the stock Santana pickups back in. But I sold that guitar off for an Epiphone Les Paul plus like $300-400, like $350 or something like that. And then I immediately sold that Epiphone Les Paul for another like $400, and that money all went towards this. I put that money away, put off on my credit card to pay off some bills, and then used that to allot for this. So yeah, so I had to trade 2 guitars in for this, basically. And I don't regret it. It's a good guitar. I'm kind of, my intent is to keep it, like I said, unless they release in the next year or 2, or what, maybe in 5 years from now, maybe they'll release a maple board SE Silver Sky, and then I might hop to that. I might hop over to one of those colors. But for now, I'm happy with this. I love it. Like I said, if you're a PRS person, the 8.5-inch radius should not be a problem. This neck feels very familiar as someone who owns a couple of SEs, an S2, and a core, or not a core, but an American-made CE24. You know, this feels very similar to my core, similar to my CE24. Although the CE24 is a little bit flatter and stuff, so very similar. But the only thing that will throw you off is that it's on an S style, Strat style body. You know, you're expecting that 7¼ inch radius. But again, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't damage the guitar. It doesn't make it hard to play. Even turned up with the gain on that little orange, this is the bridge pickup. It does not sound ice picky, which sounds really nice. Which is really nice, because I'm sure we've all had that problem of playing a Telecaster or a Stratocaster and putting it into a high gain amplifier or 2-gain amplifier, and then having to roll down our tone knob or something, roll down the volume or do something, have a pedal that helps us EQ out the sound. These pickups do not sound like that. Like I said, my favorite just one pickup mode is the neck pickup. It just seems to me to be perfectly rounded in the sound. I was saying it was sounding kind of pre-compressed. That's not the right sound, but it just, a lot of the highs are out, and it just leaves that sweet spot, that those rare, sometimes you'll find it in rare vintage Strats that just have that sweet sound. They're just in that right range to your ear that just sounds right. It just sounds right. These pickups definitely have that sound, again, to my ear. But so what I would definitely suggest, if you have a local store, mom and pop shop or a Guitar Center or whatever near you, and they have one of these, go test them out. Again, I just heard a lot of vendors, a lot of companies are saying, hey, they're also using it as a sales pitch, but prices will probably start going up fairly soon. I don't know when, but Guitar Center, American Musical Supply, Sweetwater, a lot of those vendors are telling everybody, hey, come buy your PRSs now, because prices are expected to go up within the next couple weeks, very soon. So if you can get to your local store, you've been wanting one, you want to go to your local store and test it, do it now. Now is a perfect time to do it. And hear the pickups for yourself. Like, maybe what sounds right to me doesn't sound right to you. Feel the neck, play it. See if this is comfortable for you. Put it in your hands and see if this is the right thing. This is what you want. For me, this is what I wanted. A non-Fender Stratocaster, basically. It helps that it's a John Mayer guitar, but it's the features that sold me on this. It's the color that sold me on this. I know some people have been ragging on the colors too. I love the Dragonfruit. It looks like a burgundy magenta kind of color. Burgundy mist or magenta color. So, anyway, if you have any questions, put them down in there. To my best ability, I will put them up. I'll put them in there. I'll try to answer them, or, if all else fails, I'll put in, to respond to you, I'll put in the description on Sweetwater or, PRS or whatever. But yeah, put in your questions, comments. Hey, do you have one of these? What do you think? Did you swap anything out? Did you swap pickups? Did you swap knobs, tuners? What did you do yours? Or did you leave yours stock? What color did you get? How have you been using this guitar? Like, are you using it for Hendrix? Are you using it for metal? Are you using it for blues, rock? What are you doing? What are you doing with it? So, put that in the comments as well. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was somewhat helpful for you. Again, I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm not a professional musician. I'm a hobbyist. I collect the guitars. I've been playing guitar for around 20 years. And I just like to review these guitars, let you know what an everyman, like guitar collector, guitar buyer, your average Joe guitar buyer like me, hopefully like you, thinks of these guitars. And, I'll let you know what works, at least what works for me, what I like, and hopefully pass that information on. So, So thank you very much.